Well, I got to work on the caddy a little this morning, so I taped this stuff up, hung it there, and I figured out, I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure it's going to be that relay. If I change that out, the windows will work. So right now, unfortunately, I have to put the caddy back on the back burner because I got the Jeep in here. And the Jeep has a broken back spring, hasn't been inspected since I don't even want to admit it, and it has death wobble. So I picked up a kit. I'm going to put a 3-inch lift on it, and I figured since I have to change the back spring anyway. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to change out the spring, fix anything that's wrong with it. There's a bad universal joint up front here I got to deal with. So I'm going to tear into it right now. I took off the front unit bearing, and I did that because I had to get in here. I think I can change this universal with the unit bearing on. I'll give it a try anyway, because I really don't want to disturb that if I don't have to. But this old girl's had it. She's whooped. She's wiggling all over the place. It's ruined. Call it ruined. So I got it up in the air, and I got everything sprayed up. I think I got everything sprayed up with a little bit of the PB Blast. It's dripping. I hate that stuff dripping on me because it stinks terrible. And in the meantime, I forgot what I even bought. I mean, it's been in the package, and it's been laying around the shop for about, well, it doesn't take me too long to forget stuff anymore, but probably a couple months. Been laying around in here. So with the Skyjacker 3-inch kit, I got these Gigundo springs, which I'm kind of wondering how I'm going to get these monstrosities in there. Kind of, man, they're really tall. I'm hoping they're softer and they squish down a bit, because looking at the springs that are in there now compared to these, it's more than 3 inches. I got my transfer case drop kit, which is just a couple pieces of square tube with holes in them. I got a bag of goodies here that I'm not sure where they go. Yeah, I'm not. I'll have to figure that out. I've got a new steering stabilizer. I got shocks, springs. They sent me 2 sets of U-bolts. 4 that are longer, 4 that are shorter. Not sure why. Not sure what I'm going to do. Probably use the longer ones. Maybe use the shorter ones. I don't know. Which ones look like they fit better. Don't know where those go. I'll have to figure that out. Those bolts. And I got leaf springs. I didn't get the add-a-leaf because my springs are pretty whipped. So I didn't want to pick those up and bring them over here yet. But anyway, I'm looking underneath this Jeep. This is actually the first time I've had this on a lift. I had a local garage change the sway bar out. I bought it Napa. Still has death wobble. So I got to get to the bottom of that. I'm going to start prying stuff to see when I find something loose. It's got 200 and almost 220,000 on it, roughly. Now it's got a few bumps and bruises where it somebody bumped into things. That front fender's got a big ding in it. They evidently did something here, maybe jacked it up. Same on the other side. Maybe they hung it over something. I don't know what. But I got to figure out how to drop this front end down enough to get the spring crammed in there. And these springs aren't real strong, but I do have some of those spring screws that I could screw the springs down with, but they're always a pain to work with. So I'm going to unhook. I'm thinking, since this is my limiting stopper, unhook this bolt. Or maybe unhook this bolt, whichever one comes out easier. I think one of these is supposed to be where you line it up with, but, oh, right here. That's it, that slot. So I probably should do this one. That way I won't lose my alignment. So I'll pull that bolt out, and I think I'll be able to drop the axle on one side at a time and cram that spring up in there. See what happens. I got the top shock bolts out. I'll be pulling the bottom shock bolts out. And I'm just gonna work on this thing. Well, I got the front shocks yanked out. That wasn't too big a deal. Boy, they're mushy. Woo, down they go. Yeah, pretty easy. They do come back on their own still. Look at that. Guess they're junk. Oil. They're leaking oil all over. Okay, in my travels trying to figure out the death wobble scenario, I came to this. The end of my track bar, that's just whooped. I barely could take the bolt out. But that thing's wiggling all over. I can almost push this inner sleeve all the way out of the bushing. Something's holding it still, but I don't care to monkey with it that much because it's crap. So this is like the weak link on these Jeeps, these XJs. I don't know what else used them. I do know 3/4 ton Dodges, the 2nd gens, 3rd gens, maybe the 4th gens. I didn't monkey with the 4th gen. Had this, it was such a good idea. Dodge thought they needed to keep using it, but it's really a weak design. But I'm gonna see if I can find a better replacement because what goes the car? I mean, if you ever experienced death wobble, this thing starts reverberating. The front axle goes back and forth with against the bodies going back and forth. And if you're doing 65, 70 down the highway and you hit a bump, and that'll start it. It'll initiate death wobble, and it'll wobble, and you'll think your car is going to explode, and the dashboard is going to pop out and hit you in the face. Horrible. It happened to my daughter. It happened to me. You know, you hit the brakes, slow down, and it goes away. But then you're terrified to drive the car at 65 miles an hour again because you're afraid it's going to do it again. This was getting progressively worse, and I think this is probably the main cause. Okay, taking out the springs isn't as bad as I thought. I already got the other side out. It kind of just popped out. Well, it didn't pop out. I got the other side out. Had to take the little retainer that's there. And this one, I'm just going to rock this. I think I can do it with this bar. Won't be able to do it and hold the camera, but I'm going to do that. Anyway, I got the one spring out, and I'm looking at the 2 springs. I got a 3-inch lift. That looks like 6 inches to me. Lining right up pretty much at that. And I don't know, man. Hopefully there's softer springs and it squishes down more. I don't know what's going to happen with that. A little bizarre. Also, what I did is I ordered up a Rough Country adjustable track bar because this one's junk. And my track bar links are junk. These guys are all whooped out, everywhere, wore out. So I ordered up TJ ones because I hear they're 3 inches, they're like 2.5 inches longer. So I'm hoping that'll work out for me. We'll see. I ordered them through eBay along with the track rod from Rough Country, their eBay store. The links I got from another, I don't even know who I got it from. I just got them and they're supposed to be here Wednesday. So I'll have to revisit a lot of this stuff by then. But in the meantime, I'm going to go as far as I can. I got a lot to do to the Jeep. I got to do a little exhaust system work and everything. So she'll probably be hanging on the lift dang near a week. It's tough, especially since I'm going to have side jobs I got to do too. And when I say side jobs, I mean my real job. But let's see, I got a bad boot here. I probably should do something about that, or maybe I'll just pack it full of grease. Gonna be changing that steering link. But anyway, by taking out the shocks and taking out these bottom bolts, I'm able at least to get the springs out. So I'm gonna have to see if I can get the big 6-inch longer springs back in, and if I can, I'll start buttoning it up. Now I got a jack stand under here, and I've got the lift set down on it. I'm not to my locks exactly. I'm a little bit off my locks, but if it dropped at all, it would hit the locks. So anyway, I'm gonna pull that spring out and see if I can put the other spring in. All right, looks like I gotta break down and get out the spring compression gizmo that I hate. We haven't used this thing in ages. As a matter of fact, probably since Connor went through his must put lots of never sees on everything phase, because this thing is a gooey mess. That's been quite some years, I think, since he got over that. But anyway, I'm going to try screwing this thing on that spring and then cramming it in. I got it really close. I loosened up that upper link just so it would have a little more pivot freedom. And I got really close, but I just can't quite do it. So I'm going to compress the spring a little bit and see if I can't cram it in there. Yeah, I really don't like this type of spring compressor. You can see the screws bent. I mean, it's just scary. But I'm going to give it a try. Ay, caramba. So I'm going to shove down on this bar, roll that axle. Loosening that bolt allows that to pivot more. This guy's kind of in my way, but I don't loosen that. Oh well, let's see what happens. This should just about go in, I think, now. Even though I feel like I'm handling a bomb because it's a spring coil. Oh, I'm so close. So close. I just got to get it up in there. All right, got that up there. I had it, and then this bar slipped. Oh, son of a... I had it in there. There we go. That's up there. Whew. Well, that was fun. Holy. I killed myself doing this. Whew. Well, I got a longer bar, obviously. You see it's thick in there. The bar alone weighs 50 pounds. I stuck it in there. I was able to sit down, squat down on it, and cram it up in there. Now, the laborious task of taking out the spring compressor. It looks like I'm just gonna have to ratchet it out. I can't get in there with my impact driver. I'm gonna have to take my sweatshirt off and working up a lather here. So at least the spring's contained in there for the most part. I can't imagine it trying to pop out. So obviously, without taking that axle shaft out, I wouldn't have been able to use this bar. So if you don't have to change your universal, you have to come up with some other way of shoving that down, or just unbolting it completely from the upper control arm. Okay, so I'm gonna get that spring compressor out of there, ratchet inch by inch. All right, I spun this thing around. Looks like I might be able to get out with my impactor after all. I could just run that thing right off of there. That'd be nice. Don't want to go too far on one and not the other, I'm thinking. I don't think I can get on this one. I can't, so it's back to the ratchet for that. Yeah, that screw just bends. Kind of creepy how it's doing that. All right, there's one of them. Now I'm going to run the other one the rest of the way off. And this side should be it. There we go. So I got that spring in there. Wow, now I got to cram this one in. And as you can see, by still having that bearing and axle in there, I can't just shove a bar in there and pry stuff. So I got this other bar over here. Try to put a little weight on it. You know what? I might be able to get my big bar and throw it in there. I loosened up the upper control arm bolt too, the one that's right there. So it gives me a little bit more flexibility. And we'll see if we can cram that in there. Boy, I don't know, man. These springs are 6 inches longer. It's a 3-inch lift. I just don't know. But this is set way back compared to that, so I'll probably have an issue. But maybe I'll be able to roll this around. Maybe I can do that. I think I'm going to get my bigger bar and cram it in there, see what I can do with that. Okay, I got my big steel bar crammed in there, and that's as far down as it'll go. I could get it to go down another, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch or something, but that's it. That's bottomed out. It will not go farther than that without me taking the upper control arm bolt out. Yeah, it's pretty close. But it definitely has to go down further than that. I think what I'll do, I'm going to have to use that crappy spring compressor again that I hate. I'm shoving it up on there, but I'm afraid of it popping out. Taking my teeth with it. Maybe even the camera. That would not be good. Let's see. See if I can shove it up in there. Maybe I can. Maybe I can get a little squish on that spring. I don't think the spring rate is very... No, that's pretty high. Who am I kidding? Oh, I'm so close. So close, but if this thing flies out of here, it's gonna hurt. It'll, you know what they say, it'll leave up. That'll leave a mark. Man, I'm close. I'm so close. Oh, by the way, kids, this is not the approved method. Yeah, spring compressor. I don't even got to squish it down that far. Then we'll get it right in there. Well, I thought I'd switch gears a little bit and work on this axle. I already got the axle shaft off. I had to press off these caps, and boy, I tell you what, they're in there tight and they kind of broke. I haven't really seen them do that too often, but now I'm getting ready to press it out of the knuckle part. I got it all set up. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna start cranking on this thing. The last one was really tight. Wow, it's tight now. Oh, it's pushing. Whoa, just a little pop. The last one was a little more exciting. So with any luck, I could just push that cap right into that weighting socket. Right down to there. That's probably far enough. Yep. So, I'm going to need that again. Push that cap right off into the socket. This one didn't snap and break and make a racket like the last one. And this one, I got to push back through, but I got to knock off the retainer first. I couldn't see this one had a retainer on it. See, it's got the clip, the C-clip on the inside. I don't know if you can see that or not. Right there, that clip. That's going to hold that on there. And you will not be able to press that clip through there. So I got to knock that off. I just took a pair of side dikes and pulled it right off of there, no problem. So now I got to set it up again. That lined up. Whoa, that's like perfect. All right. It's pushing that cap back through the other side now. It's going a little crooked. Whoa! A little crooked. Squared itself up. I was doing this in the shop once. The boss came running out of the office. He thought I blew up. It made a loud bang. Sometimes this stuff can detonate and scatter on you, and that's not good. Yeah, boss, it broke it. It broke that cap too. Took the end right off it. You don't usually see that happen. I popped the end right off it. So now I'm stuck with this mess. I guess go over to the vise, see if I can pound it out. I have to push it out piece by piece now. No problem, that thing fell right apart. I got the cap out of that universal joint, no sweat. Now I'm going to go back over here and monkey around with this a little bit more. I had to use a ratchet strap again to pull this over with a jack stand underneath it, and I set the weight of the car down on it just to get this last bolt in over here on the lower control arm. That was a bit of a nightmare. Now on this side I've got a ratchet strap pulling this tight, trying to get this bolt to line up, but I'm about a mile away, so I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to have to do. It's like the whole front end shifted to the back quite a bit, and now it looks like I'm fighting a spring going that direction. So I got to figure out some way to pull that forward and get that lined up. I tried prying it with a bar, but this thing just flops around, so not sure what to do. Well, holy smokes, I got some stuff done on the old Jeep today. Not as much as I wanted to, but you know what? I had a great day. I hope you guys had a great day too. That's what it's about, man. You have a good day. Every day that you have a good day is a good day. That's the way I look at it. So anyway, I got that bolt in. That was a nightmare, but we got her in there, so that's good. Waiting for some parts to come in. We're gonna wait for this part. I got a tailpipe coming. I might straight pipe this thing just for a little more noise. I don't know, maybe not. Anyway, I'm gonna start working on this here shortly, and This is already, I tried that. That's tight. It's not wanting to come out, so that's scary. Might be a major issue on that. I've seen this before where it's a disaster, but we'll see. We'll take it as it comes, I guess. And this side too, because if that way, I tried this one too, and it's tight. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Probably have to get a new sway bar. That one's kind of crappy. Maybe not. I don't know. All right, guys, had a good day working on a Jeep. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys had a good day too. So like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.